What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Keeta today, KTA USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 13th day of July. Here we are sitting at about 12.14 cents with roughly 10 hours left in the day. We're talking about Keeta today because we haven't talked about it in a little while. I love Keeta. I love KTA. It's been rather boring lately. Not a whole lot to talk about, but I like to check in, like to check the pulse on things, and we're throwing KTA into the rotation. Looking at this here on the daily time frame, actually let's look at it on the 1 hour time frame again, just to show you there's not a whole lot of excitement, right? There's not a whole lot going on. You can kind of see that we're forming a descending triangle here, lower highs, flat base here, right? We're probably going to go lower at some point. I've been saying for months now that I'm not buying more KTA until we're at 10 cents or lower, and probably the or lower option. I do think that we're going to go lower. RSI continues to try to get overbought, and you got there a little bit, but you just keep rejecting it here. You're getting much more oversold, seeing much more life below the 50 than above it, but you've been volatile lately, to be fair. Volatile, this type of movement, it's because you have no volume, man. No volume at all. Stochastics look bearish. You're spending a lot more time in the oversold zone, a lot less time in the overbought zone. The MACD is also spending more time below the zero than it is above the zero. Overall, it's pretty neutral. The price action is neutral itself. But as we zoom out, the bearish shape kind of takes more effect, right? You can see here the RSI is bearish. We're dwelling below the 50, looking like we want to get oversold again. Stochastics are chilling in their oversold areas, rejecting the overbought areas, and the MACD itself is also living below the zero. Now, there is a chance that before we see our final plunge down, that we move up. There's a chance that happens. KTA throughout this whole range has been very volatile. We've seen from this area, more or less, multiple instances where we've seen phenomenal pumps. Even here, even this little last pump that we had was pretty damn phenomenal. From a low to a high, that was a 28% pump. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. But from here, you had a very strong reaction. From here, you had a very strong reaction. From here, you had a very strong reaction. From here, a much weaker reaction. Whenever you see things do that, when you go from strong to weaker to weak to just non-existent reactions, that's when you're about to break down. I drew it here. It's over here. That's whenever you break down. And I think we're at that point where we are about to break down. Maybe we have one last little bounce and then we go down, but I don't expect much to come from this. I would be surprised if KTA got to these areas again. This was clearly smart money distributing as the price gave it an opportunity to do so. I like KTA. I think it has a lot of potential. KTA is one of those coins that's on our list, our hit list of coins that we're going to hold for the next cycle. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I really love KTA. This is one of those coins that we got in at below 3 cents. I think I started talking about it below 2 cents. I can't remember. You might look at this chart and be like, it didn't exist back then. Go on Deck Screener. Look at this is not the full history of the chart, man. KTA, we got on it. We got to it before the exchanges did. We absolutely did. And it's still bought at different times. I bought the last massive buy that I did, I think was, it's like 60 cents, and here we are all the way down to 12 cents, man. That was because I thought the Coinbase listing would have pumped the price more just because of where we were in this chart's history. But looking back at it, man, you really shouldn't make plays on exchange listings. Maybe selling. Selling is probably the only safe play to make on an exchange listing, because whether it pumps because of the exchange listing or it dumps, it's going to dump eventually, right? Exchange listings are actually a short-term bearish thing because, and I've explained my theory on this before. I'll explain it in brief here. You have one of the largest entities in crypto exchanges, buying your token to list it on their exchange, or acquiring your token to list it on their exchange. Whenever they list it, they're finally selling it. They're not acquiring it anymore. They're saying, we have enough, we're going to sell it to you, the clientele. They're selling. So exchange listings are long-term bullish for exposure, short-term bearish for distribution. Anyways, oh man, oh man, I need to get more sleep. Daily time frame, looking at the RSI. I mean, you had something going for you. You had higher lows here, higher highs, looking like you wanted to work your way up here, but you didn't. You turned it into a lower low, lower high trend. You look like you want to get oversold. Bearish. Getting oversold goes hand in hand with breaking out to the downside. Stochastics look like they want to get oversold. and they are oversold actually. The MACD is also bearish here. You went from killing off that bearish momentum to now you're slowly building it. I'm sensing a kind of a wave of overall bullishness coming into the markets, specifically for altcoins as well. So maybe in that wave we catch a little pop, maybe. But I don't care if we pump up to 16 cents. I don't care if we go up to 18 cents, 20 cents, whatever. I'm not buying more until we're below 10 cents, and I think that we're going to get there. I really do believe that we're going to get there. The lowest that I could see us going, I mean, it's hard to say. Because it is such a new chart. But, I mean, we could go all the way down to 4.3 cents, guys. I would happily buy at 10 cents and hold, even if it dropped over 50%. I would happily buy there because I think a 10-cent price is a steal. It's phenomenal. But there is solid potential to go down to about 7 cents, 4.3 cents. Anything and everything in that 10 to 4.3 cent range is free game. So I would suggest DCAing into this thing as we go lower. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. And perhaps we go just below 10 cents. We see some type of consolidation there, and then that's it. DCA, man. Just DCA. Dollar cost average over time. DTA. Dollar time average. Cost time average. Whatever that would be. At any rate, I've got nothing else to say. I've given you my thoughts. I think KTA is one to watch in the long term. In the short term, it's something that you should look for opportunity for whenever it comes to long-term positioning. And the reason why I believe this is because I believe KTA will see new all-time highs. Imagine that this is its all-time low, which it's not. It'll probably go below 10 cents, so I'm just going to measure from here. I'm being presumptive here, but yes, I'm going to measure from here. Imagine that you were to buy here right now, and this thing sees new all-time highs. That's already a 13x in funds, which is awesome. That's great. If it were to go to the minimum fib target, which if we go below 10 cents, this target actually goes higher. Notice how when you pull the fibs down, those targets only go up. So imagine instead of a 10-cent low, we see a 4-cent low. These targets only go up, okay? So we're being actually conservative here, assuming that the low will be around 10 cents, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's right here, and then I'm being too presumptuous, but still, we're only off by a little bit, okay? The thought, anyways, is that would be a minimum target of about a 30x minimum. Likely we'd go to the golden ratio or higher. That would promote a target of about 76x, 77x. And if we see anything that's past $12, we enter 100x territory and even multi-100x territory. And I believe KTA can and will see prices that are above $20 next cycle. I believe that that is going to happen. So, I mean, we've got a multi-100xable coin even from the current price. Even from the current price. I forgot I was measuring from the current price. Imagine you buy at 10 cents or lower, okay? That minimum target's no longer a 30x. It's a 36, 37x. The golden ratio is 100x. We start to 100x at about $10. Right, yeah, it's $10, 10 cents. Yeah, it's 100x. Anyways, the potential only goes up the lower we go. I plan on buying this one for the long term. Do not expect that when you buy that next year it's going to be up here. This is years in the making. If you're 28, you'll be in your 30s before you get to reap the rewards of this. If you're 18, you're going to be in your 20s before you reap the rewards of this. There's a reason why they say you reap the seeds. You reap what you sow. It's because you got to plant the seed first. You got to water it. You got to feed it. You got to let it grow, and then it'll bloom. I do believe KTA has the potential to see a $100 million market cap. I didn't think I'd keep talking, but let's just talk a little bit more. I said $100 million market cap. I'm sorry, $100 price. I think it has the potential to see a $100 price. I got distracted because I'm thinking about TBB going to a $100 million market cap. I made a video, the price dropped down here, and during the video I'm like, it's probably going to pump back up. You should buy right now. You should probably buy right now. And it did. It did. There's a lot of demand for this thing, man. That's, anyways, low cap coin. You know, if you want to take a risk, go for it. I think this thing, it's at an $8 million market cap. I do think it'll see a $100 million market cap or more, actually. But anyways, KTA, getting distracted. It's at a $69 million market cap right now. Circulating supply 569 million, max supply 1 billion. I don't know if some of these tokens are burned. I don't know that if it'll see 1 billion in time. I don't know how the tokenomics work. We could probably look that up, but I'm not going to. That's not the point. Let's say it was at a $1 billion market cap. That would mean at a dollar, or let's say we had $1 billion, a billion coins listed right now in circulation, which we don't. We have 570, but let's say we had a billion. If we had fully diluted supply at a dollar, that's $1 billion. At $100, that's $100 billion. KTA, this project, trust when I tell you, it is completely capable of a $100 billion market cap. Now, take into take into account that we're not at a full diluted valuation here, and probably by the end of the next cycle, we won't be fully diluted. That would mean then at $100, we're at less than $100 billion market cap. And I genuinely believe this thing has $100 billion market cap or more potential in it, if not tens of billions of dollars. And being at a $70 million market cap right now, a 100x would be a $7 million or $7 billion market cap. That's a 100x. I think this thing could see tens of billions of dollars, assuming there's some supply dilution as time goes on. 100x in market cap doesn't necessarily mean 100x in price, but you get the gist of it, man. Tremendous opportunity. There's no way I would be baffled if KTA was not at least worth more than a $10 billion market cap next cycle. And that from here is a 100x in price, even with accounting for dilution. I've got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.